all of our campaigns and various movements need to have teeth. They need to have some way to actually assess how power works and have leverage over that. And that means there needs to be a healthy component of the radical left that is organizing on the job. And organizing, and that doesn't only mean in the labor movement that exists. That doesn't mean only in the unions that exist, because there are some radicals organizing in those spaces. But that means the 93% of the workforce that is not organized, we need to be organized, and it needs to be with radical vision, and it needs to be militant, meaning not only does it need to be a movement that actually physically keeps out scabs, because that's effective and that's how it works. It needs to break a lot of the laws, and that's why it also will be more effective even just on a labor movement scale with a radical vision, because laws like Taft-Hartley, which say you can't have sympathy strikes. Sympathy strikes are like, let's say if the McDonald's over here is on strike, and then the McDonald's in the Mission or wherever is going on strike in solidarity. You can't have solidarity strikes. I mean, that's illegal. And the reason it's illegal is simply because it works. That's the only reason it's illegal, is because it works. And so the thing is, we need to have that around it can give, all of our housing movements teeth. It can give anti-police brutality movements teeth. Imagine if there had been 10 years even or 10, 15 years of organizing on the job in the St. Louis area when Mike Brown happened, and there was able to be a general strike or even just a partial thing of a few industries. There wouldn't have been waiting for a year to find out if a cop got indicted. That would be something in which people could inflict their power to get a compromise. And here's the other thing, is that all our other ways of organizing are having the effect of not teaching people how power works. We teach people that, hey, if we could get millions of people out on the street and voice what we think is wrong, then those in power will feel shamed and change it. And so what we're doing is kind of lying to people, because we're saying that that's how power works. We're not showing that those in power are those with are the ruling class, and that and where their wealth comes from, and where the people's power actually is in the fact that we can withhold our labor and therefore have something to come to the table with. And that's even just for talking about reform things. So if we're talking about building a movement that actually changes the system, then we have to have our campaigns and strategies that not only have a way to win, but also teach along the way how capitalism actually works.
Amen.